Hey, welcome to Majestic Mayhem. I'm Death Dealer. I think he muted.
I'm Cozy Beluga. Wait, your mic is sounding wonky.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Good, because I just had it down low. Oops. It happens. Okay. So, since everybody is going to be talking about games because of the gaming shows that are going on right now, we're going to be different, give everyone a break from games. We're going to discuss movies. Yay!
Okay, I'm down for it. That's our go-to anyway.
Yeah, well, it works. It really does work. And like I said, everybody's going to be talking about games anyway. So be a little different. Break away from the crowd.
Yeah.
Okay. So, um, well, I guess since I don't really have a specific topic on movies, we're just gonna kind of wing it. So if anyone has any movies that they specifically want to discuss or go over, hey, chat's open. We're here for you, man.
We are here to discuss all your movies that you want to discuss with people that don't normally like what you call it. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Most movies. I'm kidding. There's a lot of movies we like, different genres and things. It happens.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess, well, let you go first. What's the movie off the top of your head that you can think of that you've watched lately or is in recent memory?
Recently, so because I'm always on a horror kick
Yeah,
or a sci-fi kick.
yeah.
Not I always forget. Like, you ever watch a movie and you forget that you've seen it, but not in a bad way, in a way where it surprises you pleasantly again, and you're just like, "Oh yeah, I did like that movie." Uh, s-
Been before a few times. I forget the names of movies often. There's so many.
uh, well, I was watching The Cleansing Hour recently.
Okay. What's
Uh,
that?
you should watch The Cleansing Hour if horror movie stuff. Um, uh, so The Cleansing Hour is like a horror movie where these people basically they do like this fake exorcist show.
Okay.
Like, that's like their fake exorcist popular show, but then they encounter a real demon.
Wait a minute. Don't they go to a lady's house for and the girl who pretends to be psychic is like becoming unhappy with the deal, like her unhappy existence. I might
N-
have seen this.
no, it's like it's like one of the guys, he does like the camera and everything, works the camera, and his best friend is the person who fakes to being the exorcist priest person.
Okay.
And his but the guy who does the camera, his girlfriend, they have someone who is supposedly like a psychic, but that person ends up being a no-show, so they need someone for the show, so they have his girlfriend uh fake being possessed, and then she gets possessed.
Because there's a movie. I'll pull it up because I cannot remember the name of it.
But I think this is what happens when you watch a lot of horror movies, though. Like, a lot of them will run together, but every time I watch this one, I'm like, oh yeah, I did see this, but I kind of watch it again.
It's funny. Yeah, um, it they record it and they do, cleansings of houses though, not exorcisms. They just cleanse houses, like haunting.
Oh, what is it? What is that one? I need to
I'm
know.
trying to find it because, like I said,
I
I cannot remember the
demand the
name of it.
name of it.
Um, I'm just gonna look at it. I'm gonna Google it because I can't remember the name of it, and it's gonna take me too long. Find it on Netflix. Uh, it's the girl from Midsummer.
From
Um,
what?
Florence Pugh is her name.
Your mic is going out
Oh,
again.
yeah. I'm sorry. Florence Pugh is her
Uh,
name. She did. I can't think
I
of
know she
anything.
is. She did, I love what you call it. And she did that. I love Midsummer.
Okay, it's this one. Okay, it's Malviolent is what it is, and they're in the 80s, and uh, she and her brother with a small team, fake mediums, like fake being a medium to scan on clients
Okay, I
who
haven't seen
believe
that.
their houses are haunted, and they use the reputations of the sibling's late mother, who was a medium, uh, to go off of for the reputation. And,
Okay. I
for
wanna
their
see that
last
now.
assignment yeah, for the last assignment, it's a real haunting and they're not expecting it. It's good. It's extremely different, and like I said, I always forget the name of it, but it's actually pretty good. I did enjoy it.
Okay, I'm gonna check that out. I've added it to my movie list.
That's too funny. So there's so many movies that seem like they have similar plots. So I'm gonna go with a different category altogether.
Oh, no!
I'm
Okay.
gonna pull an oddball out that probably a lot of people are gonna roll their eyes at for this one. Shrek. I like
Nothing
Shrek.
wrong.
I love Shrek. I was watching that the other day because well, I couldn't decide on anything else to watch, and that was one that, was like, "Hey, do you wanna watch this?" And I was like, "You know what? I haven't seen that in so long. I'm gonna watch it." I forgot how funny that movie is, how much I enjoy it. It's so cute. The music is probably, I think, the best part of it, honestly. I think that's why the movie is still as popular as it is because the soundtrack is just awesome. You can't really do anything else but enjoy it, really. It's a classic, bunch of
Yeah,
classics.
it is. Who d I mean, it's hard not to it's hard not to love Shrek. Like, I remember seeing it in theaters and being like, "This is great.
Yeah.
This was so
Uh,
good."
mhm. Hey, Dreadpool. Thanks for joining us.
Hi.
So, all right, let's go to the next set of movies, shall we? What's your next pick?
My next pick. Oh, man.
We're
I think
not
my next
unprepared at all.
I mean, okay, so because I'm doing random stuff, I'm just gonna go completely random, and I think my next pick is going to be something that is bottoms. Definitely my next pick is bottoms. Um,
That's that new one. I haven't seen that. I
yeah,
don't know what the heck it's about.
it
I couldn't figure out what when I've seen advertisements for it, there's no information or anything. It just talks about who's in it, who wrote it, who directed it, and I'm like, "Okay, what
no,
ethnic genre
that's
is
not
this even?"
bottoms tells you what it's about. It's like
I
these
haven't
girls
looked
start a
through.
fight club. These girls, high school girls start a fight club to, get the, girls of their dreams who are also in but and I really love it because it takes me back to, late '90s, early 2000s, high school comedies
Okay.
that were just you know what I'm saying? They don't really that weren't that they kinda just don't make them like that a whole lot anymore, like the whole high school comedy that was just, ridiculous, and, it's a fairly violent movie too, but it's a comedy, but it's I was like, "Ooh, it's pretty violent."
Well, imagine it's violent if it's about a girls' fight club. I mean, a backyard fighting ring. I would hope it's violent. Honestly, it should be.
It was hilarious too because it was exactly what you would expect, but in a way, I was like, "I did not expect that." I
That's
it was like,
funny.
I don't know what I expected, and it was exactly they told you, "Hey, this is what it is," and it was like I expected it, but at the same time, I didn't expect it, and it was hilarious. It was over the top, it was ridiculous. Everything about that movie was, wild, but yeah.
That's fine. Okay. Well, since you discussed a newer one, I'm going to bring it back to an older one.
Okay.
I'm going to talk about Heathers. I love that movie. I know they remade it not too long
Did
ago. I'm
they?
not interested in the remake. Yeah, I'll be honest, I never watched it. Um,
I've not
I
No,
don't
I don't know
care.
anything about it. Uh, yeah. I don't know. I think I liked Heathers. I don't know, I think for a movie like that, it kind of, exists at the perfect time in the perfect place, and it's not something that needs to be remade.
Yeah. Well, they did, I pulled it up so I could find out. They did a musical and I think a TV show.
Okay,
Yeah.
whenever I change my mind, if it's a musical, I will allow it. Not a TV show, because why? But a musical, I will allow it.
Yeah, okay. It says here was a musical, okay, they did a pre-concert show in 2010 and it was off Broadway beginning in 2014. And it didn't run that long, I don't think it says. Yeah, it didn't run very long. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't I don't think it was ever I can't tell if it was recorded or not. It doesn't say. So I don't know if you'll be able to watch it or not. But the TV show was in 2006. This why? Oh yeah, it only had one season and it was 10 episodes. Go figure. Go figure. You can only do one season of a movie that doesn't have any sequels or anything.
Yeah,
Thought that
I
would be a
don't
great idea.
I mean, okay, so uh, there have been, I think, movies that got TV shows that I think are actually brilliant. Um, but I think overall it's like, why? Very much why. Oh crap, my teeth.
Hey man, how you doing? Doing good tonight. Doing good tonight. Gotta reap the souls daily, man. Doing good though. It went well. So there's that. That's always good news. And Cozy left to go get her teeth. She'll be right back. So I guess you stuck with me for another minute discussing the Heathers. So Everybody loves the Heathers. Did anybody watch the TV show? Anybody out there watching us? Did you guys watch the TV show? Because I know I didn't. I pretty much just wasn't interested in it, but I also wasn't interested in the musical either. So I didn't care for the remake of Mean Girls while we're on the topic. I'm going to admit, we're discussing movies tonight. So I'm going to be talking about games. So I figure, why not be different? Uh, It always works out good. Oh, what is she doing? Harvesting the leaves? Ah, okay, babe. Um, let's, uh, let's go with one of my favorites, actually. One of my first favorite horror movies. I'll go with, I'll discuss Halloween, the original 1970, what is it, 8? 1970, I want to say it's either 1976 or 8. I can't remember. But okay, I love the original Michael Myers idea of just a shape.
Yeah.
Welcome back, cozy. I figured I'd
Yeah.
roll into another movie.
What one?
Halloween, the original,
Woo!
1970, 1978, I think it is. I want to say it's 1978. But yeah, I like that movie too. It's one of my favorites. It's where I first fell in love with Michael Myers. He was so cool. I like the
Yeah.
idea of the
He was
shape,
like
the
silent and evil.
faceless, creepy guy just following random people for no reason. That was cool.
Killing because he can. And he wanted to kill like his baby sister.
Well, that wasn't a thing until the second movie. That wasn't supposed to be an
Really?
actual, yeah, that wasn't supposed to be part of the storyline. The original storyline Carpenter wanted, he wanted each movie in the series to be like an anthology. He wanted each Halloween movie to be different and
That's when we
have
got 3.
different villains and things. Yeah, that's why we got Season of the Witch, where most people and a lot of people hated it because
Underrated movie.
it is so good. So good. I had a friend one
5
time
more
because
days till Halloween,
yeah,
Halloween,
'cause I
Halloween.
used to actually dislike it, not because it wasn't good, but because it wasn't a Halloween movie as far as I knew, 'cause I wasn't born until after a few of these movies were made. So you gotta think 1 and 2 is Michael Myers, 4, 5, and 6 are all Michael Myers, and then you've got 3 where no and I'm like, "Why did they name it Halloween when there's no Michael?" It wasn't until I had found out later it was supposed to be an anthology, and my friend had explained it like this. He said, if you take the name away and just watch the movie as it is, it's a fantastic movie. It is completely horrifying and it does a really good job. It's just why everybody hates it is because it does not have Michael Myers. That's
That's
the
what people are
truth.
like.
Yeah. It's weird, but yeah, we were originally supposed to have that because Carpenter only agreed to do the second Halloween because he was going to be doing 3, and then he was for number 4, he was gonna be doing, like, something different again and keep going from there, but because 3 tanked so bad, he went back to Michael Myers as the villain, which is why the storyline gets very wonky as it goes on, and that's why there's different movies that don't tie into other movies that, pretty much like, 5 and 6, follow this plot line for wait a minute, hold on. I have that wrong. 4 and 5 follow the plot line for 1 and 2.
Yeah.
6 only follows the plot line for number 1. And the
Yeah.
same thing, you know what I mean? And that's kinda how it goes back and forth. They go dipping in and out. We have the cult of, thorns. We don't have them. We have them. We don't have them. Michael Myers is his sister. No, it's not. And that's how we ended up with Halloween 2019, and the storyline they had is because Carpenter came back to write the sequel he wanted to actually write, where he and Laurie Strode are not siblings.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really well done. I especially thought the trauma for the character of Laurie Strode was extremely believable, and I thought it was just really well done, honestly. But then again, I also like H2O because of that. I thought the trauma that Jamie Lee has in it and portrayed in it was well done at the time.
H2O I felt was underrated.
The only reason I think I personally don't care as much for H2O as I do some of the others is because the mask is so bad, and
It is.
it changes like 5,000 times throughout it, and they CGI'd over a couple of scenes, and it looks terrible. So I think that's where it throws it off. Otherwise, not the worst Halloween in my opinion, but that's just me. Anybody else? Thought, opinion, feelings? So, you got a movie, Code? Come on, tell me you got a movie.
um so since you went I'm trying to think of a movie that I've never discussed here before. Oh, I know that I'm not. Wait, have I? I'm gonna say I haven't, and the reason I'm gonna discuss it is because I made a reference to it, and like someone understood that reference, and I was surprised because they were like not very. They were clearly, at least like 15 years younger than me, young person. Um,
Okay, you got my attention.
and I, my girl,
Oh my. I
I
haven't
read
thought of that in
you what?
forever. I haven't I haven't
I
thought of
mean,
that movie in forever.
I haven't. Put on his glasses. He can't see without his glasses is a reference that lives rent free in my head, and that's what happened. And then someone was like, looked at the kid, looked at me, and was like, that's from something. And like, my girl, and I was like, how do you even know that? And they were like, also watched it as a kid because why would you watch that movie as a kid? But we all did.
Yeah, we did. There's some movies we watched that it was I was laughing. I saw an interview that a news station had done when the movie Alien had come out.
Hmm.
And I guess a bunch of parents took their kids to go see it. And I didn't realize like how many kids went to go see it back then when it was in the theaters. And
But it was a
it was
wild
kind of
time.
entertaining.
It was a
It,
different
well,
time.
what was funny were a couple of the parents' reasons why they brought their kids to watch the movie. One dad said because he needed to be prepared for all future situations, and as far as he was concerned, aliens were a huge problem and concern that he needed to have. Uh, I guess aliens was going to show him how to survive an alien attack. I don't know what
Yeah.
movie he watched, but I mean, I didn't quite get that from that movie, but that's just me. I know my mom's reason for letting me watch it when I was a kid was because her thing was that it was so outlandish that it shouldn't give me nightmares theoretically.
Yeah.
And what it didn't. So I mean it worked out. So hey, I kind of appreciate that reasoning. It was just so funny to see like 8-year-olds going to see Alien. I was like, damn,
I
that's funny.
mean, uh, but that I mean that was like a different time. It was a wild time. I remember how heavily RoboCop was marketed to kids.
That's true. And that movie was super violent.
Yeah, I still like. I remember I can vividly remember the first time I saw RoboCop. I had to be like 3 or 4. And I remember the way he gets Swiss cheese in the first movie. Within like the first like 5 minutes of, or whatever of the movie, him getting Swiss cheese like that, and I just remember being like, even as a little kid, being like, that's messed up.
So one, I guess.
Your voice is gone. Oh.
Oh, oh, sorry. I don't know why it's having such a hard time picking it up tonight. I don't really have this problem. Maybe it's Rumble. Just saying. Doesn't like the tech we're using, guys. All right. So for my next choice, I'm gonna go with Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle.
Ugh.
It's a comedy, so it is, however, not for kids by any means. But it is funny, and I gotta say, oh god, what's his name? Neil Doogie Howser. I can't think of his name
Neil
right
Patrick
now.
Harris?
Neil Patrick Harris, yes. He's funny in that movie. For what little he's in it, he's extremely memorable in that movie. His character is ridiculous. It's so far from who he is as an actual human being. It's really funny. Considering he plays himself. You know what I mean? It's funny. But I like that movie.
Yeah, there's like one part of that movie that I really am fond of, and I have the greatest memory of it, and it's because at some point they're really frustrated, and they have like one of them describes very vividly the White Castle experience. And I
Yeah.
remember I was watching with my roommate, and we looked at each other, and we were like, and we both like, we should get some White Castle after this. And it was late. It was like some ridiculous, odd, crazy hour. But yeah, we went and got White Castle after we finished the movie.
I'm not even gonna lie, I miss White Castle because we don't have them down here in Florida.
Oh.
We used to have a Crystal Burger, which was essentially White Castle, just a little bit different. However, they got rid of most of them. I believe there might be one left. But yeah, the last time I went to go to try to one, there used to be one an hour away from us. So when we go in that area, I would try and eat there. And the last time I went, I actually drove out of my way to go there, and it was
Oh.
closed. I was like, also for me, it's a shame.
I think I really love White Castle too. I always go there. Whenever I go there, I get a sloppy Joe slider with the jalapeno cheddar. I get a 1921. Where's 1924? Whatever. I get that one. And then I get an original slider. And then I get a medium fish nibbler. Their fish nibblers are always made super fresh. And they're not like, the weird spongy fish. They're like actual flaky fish. And the batter isn't like really thick. It's like a thinner, crispy batter.
I never tried their fish. I did try the chicken though. I like the chicken.
The
I used
fish
to like the chicken.
nibblers. I don't know about their fish sandwich or anything, but they're fish
I used,
nibblers. They're like just like imagine a chicken nugget, except imagine a catfish nugget. Kind of like that, except they're not catfish.
okay, so do you have a movie you want to discuss now?
Um. Hmm. Um. Well, I've already discussed that before on the show. So I did comedy. I did drama. Ah! I know a movie I'm going to discuss. Did I ever discuss this one? Be Kind, Rewind?
I'm sorry, what?
Be Kind, Rewind.
No, we haven't discussed that one.
Okay, so Be Kind, Rewind. It's like Jack Black and Mos Def.
Okay.
Um, and it's kind of like takes place in like I guess like this old rundown-ish neighborhood, and Jack Black and Mos Def, I think either maybe Jack Black or Mos Def, I don't remember. It's been a few years, or both of them worked at a video store, like a VHS store. The movie isn't that old, so yes, it was like the latter days of like those kind of stores. Um, and something happens, and all the videos end up magnetized.
Okay.
So they remake all the videos.
Okay.
Like literally remake all the videos. But I remember in particular one of the reasons there's a movie called Boys in the Hood, right? And there's
Yeah.
one scene, and that's one of the movies they remake, and I vividly remember it because they do a scene where they shoot the guy in the head, except instead of like blood splatter, because it's like the two of them making these cheap, knockoff movies of these real movies, they use a pizza.
Oh, that's funny. That's too
It
much.
was like it was really good. Be Kind, Rewind.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I have to. I don't think I saw that ever. I know I remember when it came out, but I don't think I ever saw it. Um, but for my last and final movie of the evening that I
Oh
will
no.
I will be bringing up to discuss, I think, will be Tales from the Crypt 1972. Um,
Oh.
this one, ladies and gentlefolk, if you have not seen this before or ever heard of it, it is actually a British movie that predates, obviously, Tales from the Crypt, the TV show, and um, and the TV shows and the following movies based on the crypt keeper. Say that 5 times fast. Um, but what happens is 5 strangers who are in a tour group visiting the catacombs get lost and find their way into another room inside the catacombs where they then find their own version of the Crypt Keeper. It's an anthology movie with a wraparound, and he's their guide in their hope to get out. And yeah, they sit down to. Uh, I can't remember anymore why exactly they sit down inside the room, but they then sit down inside the room and they pretty much go over. I mean, it's a movie from 1972. Can you really spoil it for people at this
I
point?
mean, at this
Really?
point, there's like the statute of
Well,
limitations of spoilers.
yeah. I mean, technically speaking, the 1972 movie is actually redone for the TV show Tales from the Crypt. The only difference is instead of it being a straight anthology and doing a wraparound story with the main characters tying everything together, obviously, if you've watched the TV show and you recall, while it is an anthology series, they're not really wraparound other than the Crypt Keeper tells you the story. Um, but the movie was well done. The acting is absolutely brilliant in it. I mean, it's got well-known actors and actresses in it. Um, I mean, they're older, much older actors and actresses, but I mean, there's Joan Collins, Ralph Richardson, uh,
Mhm.
Chloe Frank. Iden Henry,
Wait,
Robin
your voice
Phillips.
faded out.
Oh, I swear it's the thing. But oh, anyways, so there's a bunch of older movie stars from 1972 in the movie, which make it phenomenally well done. So if you haven't watched it, I definitely recommend you take time to watch it. Because I mean, like I said, you've seen it before if you've watched the TV show, but I'd still rewatch the movie because that's essentially where the series eventually came from. Like I said, the first few episodes are from that actual movie. So, I recommend watching it.
Okay. Um, you know what's really funny? I seen
What?
it, and I just thought it was part of Tales from the Crypt.
Oh, that's fun. You know, a lot of people do because of the name. Because I mean, it is Tales from the Crypt. There is a Crypt Keeper. It is an anthology series that does the wraparound thing. I mean, there is all of that. So I can honestly see that. And again, the stories are in the series itself as well. So makes sense. It makes a lot of sense.
I'm just wow. I don't know how to feel because this entire time I was under the impression that it was part of that. Did you know? It's like the reverse of like Halloween 3. I always thought Halloween 3 was just a randomly its own movie called
Oh, that's
Halloween.
funny. That's too funny. That's great. Well, hey, you learn something new every day, and there's your new learning thing.
Wow.
But with all of that being said, it is getting late, folks, and I'm sure some of you have jobs to wake up to tomorrow. So we've discussed quite a few movies this evening. Um, so I guess we'll get heading out. But before we do, don't forget to like the video. It helps with the algorithm. Don't forget to give it a share with some of your friends or whatever. I mean, we are somewhat family appropriate. Yay!
We are. I swear we are.
Hey, we didn't drop any cuss words this episode, so check me out. Um, but anyway, so we hope everyone had a great weekend, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week coming. Enjoy your shows, and hopefully you get to watch some good movies. And we'll be back next weekend.
Woohoo.
Um, but with this all being said, we're gonna head out, and I'm Death Dealer,
I'm Cozy Beluga.
and have a wonderful evening, everybody.
Woohoo.
Bye.